is the sheriff's office plans to investigate a report by a private investigator who works with the Anthonys, who says that he videotaped the area where Caylee's remains were found a month before they were found. Now, he says this videotape shows that the remains were not there in mid-November, but investigators want to know why he was focusing on that area in mid-November. Also, investigators want to speak with another private eye who works for the Anthonys, and they say they contacted him last week, and he has not gotten back to them for arrangements to talk to him.
Well, Kathy, I got to get back to what you just said. That is a bombshell. If there was videotape, repeat what you said. There's videotape of the exact area that this Roy Kronk, the meter reader, where he discovered little Caylee Anthony's remains a couple of weeks ago. And this is the same meter reader who called about this very same location in August 3 times, telling authorities to go down there. Now, you're telling me at some point in between that, somebody videotaped that area and didn't see the remains?
That's what they're saying. It was a private investigator that works with the Anthonys, and he claims that the remains were not there in mid-November. He says he took a videotape of that area, and now investigators want to know why he was focusing on that area back in mid-November, what he knew, if he knew anything. Who else knew anything?
You know, J.D. Weintraub, every time this story, every day, it's a wild turn of events. I mean, if that videotape is in existence and it is shown to investigators or the public, given how this case has been going, couldn't that just throw a total curve into this entire case?
Well, it could. The issue there, Jane, really is the police going to the private investigator that's hired by the defense. Highly impractical, unethical, and not appropriate under Florida law.
Wait a second. If he's got videotape that is of this area and it doesn't show any bag, and you have the meter reader calling in August, and then you have him finding it in mid-December, that to me is something that information that the authorities have to look at. Why does it matter that it was a defense investigator?
It matters because the police do not have the right to interrogate, question, obtain evidence from the defense in their preparation of a case. Imagine, nobody would ever talk to a defense investigator if they thought that it would be turned right over to the police. We need to level the playing field. The Constitution isn't just for the state, it's for both sides, for the defense. So a private investigator is an arm of the lawyer. That's why Florida has a work product privilege that is given to an investigator working for the lawyer. Now, if this is leaked to the press or to the police or something, that's a different story. They're curious, it'll come out in trial. Remember, Jane, this is not an investigation. This is a case that the state has announced ready for trial.
You know what? Something has just occurred to me, Anita Kay. This area was supposedly underwater. There was a storm that moved in toward the end of August and inundated the area with water. That's why Tim Miller from beg your pardon?
August 30th was the date.
Okay, that's why Tim Miller from EquiSearch said he went there but wasn't able to examine the area because it was underwater. So if the videotape shows, Kathy Balich, let me go to you on this. If the videotape just shows a bunch of water, that means nothing because those remains could have been under the water, right?
He showed a short clip of that videotape to one of our photographers who said he saw a multicolored blanket of some sort, and he saw the fence that he recognizes the fence in the area. Now, I do want to make something clear. There are 2 different private investigators that I was referring to. The first one who allegedly took the videotape is not a member of the defense team. The other private investigator who they want to interview was a member of the defense team until October, and he's now working for the Anthonys. Investigators want to talk to him now, and the defense has concerns, obviously, about any privileged information that investigators might want to ask him about when he was a member of the defense team.
You're saying the private investigator who took the video, who was he working for?
His name is Jim Hoover. It's unclear. We've seen pictures of him with the private investigator who works for the Anthonys. He would not tell us who he works for, but we have seen him on the scene several times throughout the several months.
Here's the thing, Anita Kay. Nobody knows exactly when videotape is taken. There have been stories where there's a date on the videotape and it turns out that was the wrong date. So you have another wrinkle. What if they present this tape saying this was videotape proving that the body wasn't there, but that tape wasn't taken when they said it was?
Absolutely. I mean, the defense could try to use this at trial to show, hey, the prosecution has one theory, but look at little Caylee's body was not here at this time. But what you would do as the prosecutor to cross-examine is be able to say, can we prove that this date stamp is correct? Can you prove exactly when this videotape was taken?